This video is sponsored by Surshark.
Down by the rolling hills, dramatic mountains, and buried somewhere deep in the Welsh valleys sits a dilapidated terrace house in need of some real loving. This house was bought in its current crusty condition for £167,000.
With massive plans for this house, including slapping on extensions, digging foundations, and a potential for a loft conversion, who would be crazy enough to take on a task as grueling as this, you ask? Well, I guess you should meet these two crazy people.
It's time for us to join Chris and Paloma in the dark depths of this project, bringing you the renovation story so far, the crazy plans they have for this house, some digging into the details of their reno budget, and even mucking in to pull some DIY weight ourselves. All whilst learning and laughing plenty along the way.
Nothing's good Tuesday like staring at a shit pipe.
And when we said these guys are doing a DIY renovation, we really meant it. They truly are doing it all themselves.
I don't actually know what I'm doing.
On this journey, not everything goes to plan.
Nothing's ever straightforward, is it?
So strap in for an inspiring renovation story. These terraced houses might look small from the outside, but inside, this house is a completely different story. To give you a bit of context of the house's current layout and the crazy plans for this project, let's quickly whip around the layout and floor plan before we get into the renovations.
Walking in the front door to your right originally sat a cosy front room, but Paloma and Chris have already taken down this dividing wall.
Look what Paloma's just gone and did. How did you do that?
There's going to be bifold wooden doors here so we can close it off in those cosy winter nights, but then we can open it up when we want lots of friends and family in and kind of go all the way into that kitchen and see the garden from here.
The kitchen currently sits at the back of the house, but to make this space adequate for 21st century living, they've got some massive plans.
Then we're doing the side extension and a back extension, but trying to keep as much of the length of the garden as possible, right?
Yeah.
Their kitchen is going to be fit for a king, with glass insulation being the focal point of their renovation. This will create the most beautiful and light kitchen space.
This whole thing is going to be a glass, like crystal style.
Looking out into the garden.
Are you nervous?
Very nervous.
But realistically, these guys have absolutely nothing to be nervous about. If you look at the one completely renovated room upstairs, you can see the level of finish they're capable of.
Shoes off in the bedroom.
We spent 182 days to finish this. So we added panelling, we did the coving, we got this off Facebook Marketplace and reinstated the fireplace.
And the most ambitious thing in this room, which took us so long, was the floorboards. So we planed them, sanded them.
Yeah, we finished them with a hard rock soil.
Now you've got a better idea of the layout of their home project and the finish they're capable of, let's get to work and help them crack out with this renovation, starting with their big side extension.
Whilst we're in Wales, we've been doing a little bit of a road trip around the UK. You might even call it a bit of a holiday for us.
And one thing we can't bear to lose whilst on holiday is the ability to watch our favourite shows online. And that is why we use Surshark VPN to help us with that.
This is a virtual private network that keeps your online identity safe by encrypting all of the data and information shared between your device and the internet.
It also swaps your device's location with another location, meaning you can travel to any country around the globe, or in our case, back to England to unblock content, and for us to be able to watch our favourite shows safely.
To be honest, we are constantly hopping around using loads of different free public Wi-Fis, which are absolute goldmine for hackers. But for us, Surfshark VPN keeps us safe when we are most at risk by encrypting all of that data and helping secure our personal information.
Surfshark's Clean Web feature also allows you to block ads, malware, phishing attempts, trackers, and allows you to surf the web very safely.
If you're not completely sold yet, why not give a 30-day money-back guarantee a go?
Using our code NikkiHarry, which can also get you an extra 3 months free.
Why would you not give it a go? Get safe online, guys. It's bright and early in the morning.
Morning, squad.
Morning. And what's the plan today, mate?
So it's 7:30 in the morning, and we have a big lorry coming down the street because we're doing a cement pour this morning. So this is getting poured with cement. Plumber's going to be in here with wellies. Me, Harry and Nikki are going to be on the wheelbarrows.
But yeah, wish us luck. We've got an hour to get it done. Let's go.
In building.
Is it really?
Ridiculous how hard it is. I'm going to let him know that we're probably not going to use any more.
Yeah.
That's our last load done, so now it's just raking it out and making it even.
Nice and smooth.
Nice and smooth.
Did you want a tea or coffee, man?
I'll have a little double of honey.
Yes, tea or coffee.
Tea at the great please, that's alright.
All things said, that was a pretty smooth operation, which we're pretty happy with. Chris has still got a good bit of raking to do to even it all out, make sure it's nice and flat, but no major hiccups there, so it's a win all round, I think.
Give me a little smile, guys. Ah, that's nice. Many hands make light work.
When we were watching renovation videos, such as this one on YouTube, cooking up our own ambitious renovation ideas in our head, we always wanted to know more about the costs involved. So for some context for you, this concrete for the base of the side extension cost Paloma and Chris £290, opting for the cheaper wheelbarrow method, saving them £800 on a concrete pump. Decisions like this are just one of the many examples of how they can keep such a low budget alongside such ambitious plans. Staggeringly, they've only spent £29,000 on the renovations so far.
We've managed to keep to budget a bit too well, so it means all the crazy ideas that we come up with, we actually can afford to do.
It's crazy how much you can learn yourselves on YouTube. Both these guys had minimal to no DIY knowledge before this renovation, with Chris being a graphic designer and Paloma actually being a vet.
I am officially Dr. Quinn Mills.
Not only have they learnt a lot, but they are seriously unafraid to get stuck in. Despite having lacking construction knowledge, they've clearly been following the right DIY channels to egg them on.
It's really funny because you guys were the ones that made us feel like we could do it.
Yeah, and I don't think we could have done it. So
We were
Blind leading the blind.
Scouring
Yeah.
YouTube and be like, how much are like YouTubers actually doing themselves? And we found you guys were like, okay, they're doing like everything. We can do this.
I think it's all you guys putting up a lint, so I was like, yeah, we can do this, right?
yeah.
Some of you guys might remember us installing our metal lintel in the renovations that we did and documented on YouTube, and we just love the fact that Chris and Paloma have been seeing this and it motivated them to do it themselves. So if you're sitting at home and you're thinking about a renovation project and you're not sure if you can do it or not, you just need to do your research and have a little bit of faith in yourselves. We believe in you.
Not only do we have so much in common with Chris and Paloma in terms of DIY renovations, but we also do the whole social media thing, and we have huge ambitions for big future renovation projects. At this point, they shared with us a little secret regarding a renovation project that could be in the pipeline for them in the next few years. Not only that, they kindly took us to the site to see it and envision it with them.
You see us tackling this one?
Oh, definitely.
Really?
I mean, yeah. You're right in the deep, dark depths of it.
Yeah.
You'd both be very stressed.
Yeah, what do you think next?
I love it. We couldn't do something like this just yet. I can see us doing this in the future.
I think Nick's right. I don't think this is a project on our level just yet, but this is something that we would love to do in the future. Something as crazy and bold as this. Just food for thought. But a more humble next project first, I think. And on that note, let's get you up to date with where we are on our house search.
If you've been following us for a while, you would know that we bought a dilapidated 3-bed semi-detached house in Suffolk last year for £175,000. After a year of grinding our little bums off, building bathrooms, laying patios, removing walls, re-bricking walls, installing French doors, and so much more finishing after that, we finally finished the property and we now have some extremely exciting news for you all. Here's a phone call we had last week with our estate agent.
Do you have a solicitor?
We do, we're using yours, I believe.
Good, because we better get that sorted, because we've got you an offer.
Have we? That is exciting.
I've got you 2.
Got 2 offers. Oh, right.
I won't be around the bush. You've got one offer that is going to be your offer. They absolutely loved it.
That's really good.
It was everything that they were after.
Amazing.
So much so that they've offered you 297.
297, that's fantastic. That's amazing.
So our house has officially been sold for £297,000, meaning we can now crack on with our next reno project.
Honestly, I'm so happy I could cry. The fact that they went £7,000 over the asking price,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
I think we've learned our lesson, and this is something we didn't really know. Houses take quite a while to sell, so the next project we do, we're going to make sure it's a big one so that we're not trying to kind of sell a lot quickly.
Yeah, I get you.
I know last video you would have seen us make an offer on a property and you were all wondering which property it was. And I can now reveal that it was the 4-bed detached beautiful house in Berkshire that we didn't even see inside. But unfortunately that property did slip through our fingers. Someone else went in for an offer way above the guide and we just couldn't match it. And with that, we have since already pounced on a project that we will be revealing to you in next video, with renovations due to commence in just 2 months. We can't wait to take you all on for our journey with our next DIY project. But for now, let's crack on helping our friends with theirs.
When Chris and Paloma arrived at this terraced gaff in Cardiff, the garden looked like something from a horror movie. To say it was overgrown would be the understatement of the century. But after some hard work and love was put into this garden, they had it back to a usable state. This was until they started digging out the foundations and base for their extension, which ultimately has put them back to square one, with a garden once again filled with crap that they don't really want there. So let's roll up our sleeves and make a dent in these mounds of rubble.
So this is the state of the garden. We're gonna take all this mud out and hopefully it will look a little bit more garden-like.
I remember thinking about the extension at first and being like, we have no back access, it's going to be awful, we have a really skinny hallway, how on earth are we going to manage to get, first of all the mud out into a skip out the front, and then how are we going to get the concrete in?
I guess you just need some DIY kings and queens who never make mistakes to efficiently lug it out for you. Although we were clearly struggling with our easy task, it was actually so nice to be on someone else's building site for a change, not having to take the mental load of what happens next with the renovations. It was weirdly enjoyable being little workhorses for the day.
After discussing with Chris and Paloma some key takeaways from their renovation so far, we thought we'd share their advice and tips with you. We wished we had these tips and little nuggets of information before we started our first renovation. But here they are.
For me, when I first moved in, organising people was really tough. And getting the order of play, like what we needed to do first.
Yeah, when we were waiting for the keys, if we had started to think about like every single little task and making a massive list and then being like, right, what needs to go first and doing it in order, just that task gets you kind of understanding the whole picture. And I think if you're doing it with somebody else, don't take yourselves too seriously. It can be really stressful, and as long as you can acknowledge that you're stressed because of the house and not because of the person that you're working with, that's really important. And it's really hard to do.
You like really hated learning how to do coving. It was one of those jobs we tried to start together and we just argued so much. So I just walked away and let you learn.
Banned him from the room.
But a job we wouldn't
I think maybe chasing the electric. That was so dusty, and
I think I prefer to pay someone next time.
yeah. I'd say concrete floor.
Maybe that's just because we got Nicky and Harry.
Maybe.
They made it a breeze today.
Although you've already seen the concrete pour for this extension, there are always hundreds of smaller jobs that often get overlooked but are vital to keeping all the cogs turning. So let's quickly pop back in time to deal with a problem that we had to face. In this case, it was a shit problem. Quite literally.
The whole problem here is that this pipe needs to be higher because the soil pipe needs to run over the wall now, not under it, because this floor is going to be raised when we cement pour in it tomorrow. A lot of logistics. Luckily we're just here for muscle and not for the brains of the operation. That's your job. Nothing's good Tuesday like staring at a shit pipe.
You know what they're doing is so nice.
I know, we can just...
I don't actually know what I'm doing.
There you go. You're admiring the poo pipe.
Yeah, I'm just looking at our good hard work.
Oh, good hard work. Paloma's good and hard work.
No, true, very true.
Can you imagine being back in this next?
I can, but it's making me so excited to do a big project. And I mean big.
That pretty much summed up our week with Chris and Paloma, and what a time we had spent with them. When it came to the point of leaving and all DIY on our part was done, it was actually really hard to say goodbye to our awesome friends. But what a week.
We really can't wait to take you on our next renovation journey with us, and it is just around the corner now. So just be patient with us. We are trying to be patient, but we are so excited to show you it next video.
Now, we just want to say a huge thank you to Restoringnumberfour for inviting us up to their gorgeous house and letting us get mucked in with them. If you do guys have Instagram, then you should for sure follow them. They're at Restoringnumberfour, and I'm sure they would appreciate some love over there.
They also actually have their first YouTube video coming out on the same day this video comes out, so you should go over and check that out to get up to date with all of their renovations so far, because they are awesome filmmakers and they've got some great content to share, so go and check them out. The link will be down in the description below.
And speaking of links down below, Surshark VPN's link is right there, and you guys should definitely give it a go.
We're able to bring you all of this content and videos because of all of your support for the channel, so thank you so much for all of that. If you haven't yet, please do like and subscribe because it just helps so much.
It really does. Anyway, we will see you guys in the next video for an absolute belter.
Absolute belter. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.